is the all-new 2024 Thor Gemini 23TW. A great motorhome for those folks who want to stay small like a Class B, but have the motorhome features of a Class C, some extra livability, extra storage, extra space. That's why they call it a B+. Alright, so this is the all-new Thor Gemini 2024 23TW floor plan. I think it's a great layout, has a full wall slide, so it gives you tons and tons of space. The first thing I want to point out when we take a look at Gemini is it is on this Ford Transit chassis, which is just wonderful. It's all-wheel drive. It's got the EcoBoost 3.5-liter turbocharged engine. Excellent technology. We're going to tell you a little bit more about that stuff. But first, we're going to take a look at everything you have outside. Now, this is in a category with a lot of Class Bs just because of how small it is. So a lot of B vans are really tiny, really tight. This is going to have some really nice features in comparison. Let's start at what we have here on the passenger side. You have a full-length armless awning, so this is going to give you a great place at your little patio hangout space. You can see you have a really nice flush window right here. That's the frameless window, gives it part of that sleek look. An excellent modern design as far as how your decals and dyed fiberglass looks right here. Nice big entry door with a handle to step up in there. You've got your outlets out here right at the patio where you're going to need them. Some extra storage right here. Now that's something you don't get on a B van. No storage outside. This of course has these nice Teflon bays with some extra storage. An outside propane disconnect, so if you want to hook up a grill, it's nice and easy to do. This is just a vent for your furnace. You can see the all-aluminum wheels as part of that Transit chassis. I think that's a great feature, not just for how it looks, but how it performs. Here in the back, you see your generator. So this isn't just running off the batteries. You have an actually 4,000 watt flex power inverter generator, which is a great feature for this motorhome if you do any dry camping, or if you just want to use this whole motorhome without being tied into a shore power hookup. As we move alongside to the back, it's got this really nice back cap. So it has some extra detail at the top and along the bumper here at the bottom. Looks great. You can see your tankless hot water heater right here. And then you have a black tank flush that's easy to access right there. 7-way plug if you decide to tow. And you have a 5,000 pound tow capacity here. So that all works in with that Ford Transit chassis. You know, you've got the EcoBoost, same engine they put into an F-150, so plenty of power, great for fuel economy. All very good features right there. There you go. All right, moving along to the back, you have a little bit more storage right here. Every little bit counts when you're out on the road. You're gonna wanna bring your stuff with you. Here you have a potable water fill, city water connection, and outside shower with a hot and cold. You got a line that comes to about here, so that's just a nice feature to keep things clean. Outside shore power hookup, cable hookup. This is a little lockable bay that opens up to expose your gray and black water tank drain hookup, so I like how they keep that up inside the motorhome instead of just hanging down underneath it like you see in a lot of B vans and even Class Cs. As you move up here, you got some more storage. Every little bit counts. That makes a big difference. And then here is going to be your propane tank, which this is a 12.2 gallon, so that's plenty of propane. And since you don't really run much in the motorhome, that's going to last a really long time. While we're looking right here, I want to point out this full wall slide. As it comes in, it looks really flush. They do a great job of how they set the decals on right there. Big flush window that'll open up. And then you have a slide topper awning already built in. That comes standard with the Gemini all-wheel drive here. Up on top of the roof, you can't see it from here, but this motorhome comes standard with solar, a Winegard Connect system for Wi-Fi, whether that's using it as an extender or using LTE data for unlimited Wi-Fi. You got your built-in MaxAir cover. You've got your AC right up there. And just to point out this very sleek look that you have here. You know, you compare it to a B van, it's basically the same length. This is only 23 feet long. You see some B vans out there that are 24 feet long. So it's got this size that makes it very nimble and easy to get around. And then it doesn't have that big overhang. So you don't feel like you're sitting in a cave or something like that when you're driving. You can see everything that's out around you. And I really can't stress enough how nice this Transit chassis drives. Excellent technology, which we'll take a look inside. In fact, let's go on in there and check it out. So we're gonna check it out with the slide still in, so you get a feel of how it's gonna be on the road. Okay. So coming into the motorhome here, plenty of space, full use of the kitchen. You got this nice dinette here right by the entryway. You can make it all the way to the back, open up this refrigerator, get the freezer opened up, no issues there. And then your bathroom. Easy to walk right in here, plenty of space. Convenient use of the motorhome in its entirety, even when you're closed up. I think the only thing you don't have access to is gonna be your rear closet, which you can kind of still get back here if you really had to. And then this bed is a fold-up bed with a slide in. Let's go ahead and get this thing opened up. All right, now that we have this thing opened up, you can see how much space you have. That full wall slide has a lot of depth to it, so it takes this teeny tiny motorhome and it gives you a ton of living space. Even at this size, this is very functional for folks who are going to stay out on the road for a while. You got tons of storage, great kitchen, great little space right here. We're going to start looking up at the cab, but before we do that, I want to say thanks again to John for helping us out. And John, can you do us a big favor?
What would you like me to do?
I would like you to tell us a little bit about the construction that Thor uses to create the Gemini and what makes that different and special about what we have here.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah. So what we use on this coach is we have 3-inch rails that go wall to wall. There are no outriggers on a Gemini. So 3-inch rails, solid steel, more like a Navy ship that would be built. On top of that is our 1-inch tubular steel construction deck with our structure wood that is water resistant, so you don't have to worry about any squeaks because it goes 24 feet before there's your first seam. So technically, no seams in this coach. When you start talking about our walls, they're all vacuum bonded. And basically what they do is they take the fiberglass, they put an aerolite glue, which is the same glue they use in aluminum airplane wings. And then they put in the backer board, aerolite glue, the aluminum roll cage construction, with every single opening is framed out in tubular aluminum on a Thor motor coach. And what's unique about that is we're one of the only companies that actually does that. So you have more security around your window, a little more stability where your family rides, and the windows close nice and tight. So then you have your interior wall and the wallpaper, and we put all of this into a giant hermetically sealed bag. I know it sounds crazy. And we pump all the air out for 34 minutes. The industry standard is 24. So when that bad boy comes out, it's one solid piece. And we not only do the walls, we do the floor and the ceiling too. And up on your roof, we have a product that we've introduced in the last year and a half. It's called CrossFlex. And CrossFlex is actually seamless. And it is, according to Dicor, the company that makes it, puncture proof. So you're not going to have to worry about cracks in a fiberglass ceiling or anything like that. You're going to have your nice Dicor piece all the way back, and Ward gives you a 12-year warranty on that bad boy. Any other questions you want to know about it?
No, that's pretty good. I think, you know, because I represent all brands, every single one of them. Something that I think makes Thor unique is that they're the biggest RV manufacturer out there, so they're able to take these higher end construction practices and materials and buy them at a bigger discount, so you're going to get to see quality construction that you would typically see in something much higher end in price range, but at a more affordable range. So I already think that's great. Also, Thor's size and I guess structure within their company makes it great as far as warranties go, handling items, parts when you need them. They're just a lot of support for you behind the scenes. So it's great as a motorhome owner once you have one of these. Those practices doesn't seem like a whole much, but as I've gone to the factory a few times and watched how these things are designed, that vacuum bonding process is really cool, and it makes things like, what do they call it out on the outside, where you get water into the walls and it expands out.
D-lam?
D-lam. It makes D-lam something that you don't nearly see like you used to. The welded aluminum frame gives it a very strong structure. You look at these RVs from years ago and they're really squeaky, really rattly. This strong frame that you have both in the chassis foundation and the roof and walls and floor of this motorhome really make it sturdy. Even at its size, that's a huge difference. But anyways, let's go up here in the front. This is my favorite thing about this product is this chassis that you have here. Let's turn that down a little bit. The Transit chassis rides fantastic. If you look at the alternatives here, you've got the Ram, then you have the Fords on that big E-Series chassis, which are very commercial. This is a comfortable, very open, big windows, great cab to sit in, and then the technology here is just spectacular. This big piece right here gives you access to nearly everything you'd want to use with the RV. You've got your camera built in right here. You've got Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, all very easy to use, and then Transit itself has safety features like you'd see in a brand new car. You have adaptive cruise control, collision mitigation, lane departure tracking, active braking, all built in right here. Blind spot monitoring, which is optional, but I believe we order them all with the blind spot monitoring, which is those little things on your mirrors there that'll let you know if somebody's next to you. So it's a very user-friendly automotive driving experience. And you know, we just did a little run around the lot here to get the RV where it's sitting, and it feels just like driving a car. You know, so you get the benefit of B-van mobility, but you're also getting these features of motorhomes that are just really comfortable and convenient. And Ford just does a wonderful job with how this operates. It's also very responsive when you hit the gas. That turbocharged 3.5 EcoBoost has got a lot of power. It's very stable, and the suspension system holds it in place where you're not too wobbly. I'm just a big fan of how that operates. So also you have all this extra headroom, and then this piece right here, check that out, your little sunroof, give you some natural lighting in here. Also, if you look right here, these cushions, when these chairs turn around and you have these cushions to sit on, your legs don't stick up like this, so you have a pretty comfortable addition to your living room, which I'm a big fan of. While we're right here, let's start with what you see over in this area. You've got all kinds of buttons and things right here. This is your BM Pro multiplex wiring system, so you can operate pretty much everything in this RV from here. You can look at the levels of your tanks, control your AC, your lights, water pump. You can go into right here, and that's your tank heaters. This has heated tanks underneath, so you're going to be great for cold weather. You can make adjustments to your slides, awnings, your jacks in the back, all from right here into the motorhome. There's your climate control, there's all your lights, built-in dimmers, which is really nice. Controls for your generator. This also has built-in auto gen. So your auto gen start system will control the use of your generator for any time you need to use it. You can trigger that with the temperature in the RV or low voltage. So it just takes a lot of the difficulty out of how to operate. It's also great for pets. If you leave your pets in the RV while you're out exploring, you can just be sure that if there's a power outage or if there's a change in temperature, your pets are going to be safe. So we always call that the doggy saver, and we're big fans of what you have there. Okay, we're disconnected. And then of course you can change your kitchen and bath vents. You can bring those up and down from right here. This little piece is just a little display for your solar that's on the roof. It'll let you know what kind of power you have coming in, where your batteries are at. And it's just a place to keep up with what you have going on there. So that's a nice piece. While we're right here, I want to point out the decor. A lot of products in this category are very cheap and kind of slung together. Look how nice these cabinets are. Solid wood cabinet doors. Everything's very sturdy. We talked about the construction process. Something I want to point out with what they do with these cabinets. Behind every single thing that you see mounted on the wall, you've got this metal mending plate that's built into the actual vacuum bonded wall. So these are going to be very sturdy as how they're mounted, instead of just being drilled into a piece of bead foam aluminum with an interior Luan strip. I mean, it's going to be drilled into metal, so it's going to hold up much tighter. Also, it just feels sturdy with the way these hinges are set up and these little hydraulic arms for it. Even your furniture, your vinyl upholstery here looks really nice, feels good. It's a lot better than that stuff that used to peel and crack and have issues years before. You've got the MCD shade built in, a wireless charger, cup holders. You've got power mounted underneath. And knowing Thor, of course, they're going to use every little bit of space they can for storage. You got pull-out drawers on both sides in your dinette. Let's move it over here to the kitchen. In your kitchen, one thing I like is that they brought the convection microwave down below, you know, as opposed to being sitting up high where it would kind of come out and get into your headspace. It's in a really nice spot right there. You got a nice sink, undermounted stainless steel with a nice fixture built into it right there. You got this little guy. Pops up for some extra power. Nice windows that open up right here. Talked about the MCD shade. And then really good storage. You know, this is only a 23-foot motorhome. So at that size, you seem to have a really good amount of space with these adjustable cabinets right there. Whoop! Oh, we're missing one right there. I gotta set that up. And then some good stuff underneath here too. Good place for a trash can. Nice drawer. Think that's smart TVs? I didn't know that. All smart TVs. I guess that's a new thing. And some extra storage right there. You know, this is in a category with B vans, and in most B vans, what you're going to have is that combo fridge freezer, which really doesn't give you a whole lot of space. This full-size fridge with a separate freezer is really nice. And this is all electric, right?
It's 12 volt.
12 volt fridge. That's great for dry camping. Actually cools off a lot quicker than those gas electrics. So we're a big fan of that right there. Some hidden storage up top and down below. Now this bed system is pretty unique too, because when you don't need the bed, this is a great little sitting area. You know, you've got storage in these drawers underneath, but it's just a great place to put your boots on or something like that. And then when you do need the bed to sit down, really simple and easy to...
Other side has one?
Oh yeah.
We put double the hooks for your safety.
Double the hooks. It's actually flipped around backwards, that piece underneath. Walk around bed, easy to get to. They got the pillows still built in right there. And then when you don't need it, you just pop this thing up and out of the way in no time at all.
Just flip this around real quickly.
Around.
Look how easy that is.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
Ta-da!
So when this is flipped around, these little inserts are built in,
so you can
just
see
flop
here,
down.
Right into there.
Then you got these slats in here, which add a little extra comfort to it.
Yeah, European box springs. Keep the air flowing underneath.
European box spring? That sounds pretty cool. And then here in the back, most small motorhomes don't have storage. This thing has a whole back closet. So you've got this back closet piece, you got the back closet over here, hanging storage on both sides with these pieces that pop out, some extra drawers. You know, a lot of folks are trying to balance having the extra space with also being small enough to be mobile, and I think this 23TW floor plan is a good combination of those features. Also right here, you can see it already has a smart TV built in the bedroom, so you got 2 TVs inside on this motorhome. Also, one thing we didn't talk about was your AC system. This has ducted AC.
It does.
At this size, you know, you look at some other products that some other folks make, and they'll just have that big non-ducted AC, which makes a lot of noise. Ducting the AC like this with your intake right here in the middle makes it really quiet and comfortable. Now, another big part of this, and the last part of this motorhome, is your bathroom. Having it on the back passenger side like this allows you to have a big rectangular shower. Look at the elbow room in here. I can fit in this thing twice. Also, I'm not very tall here, but I got all kinds of extra headroom in here. This is a pretty comfortable, nice setup. And if I'm not mistaken, that's a shower miser.
It is.
So this has the shower miser, which, although you have a tankless hot water heater, it recirculates that hot water's used, so it's far more efficient. You're not wasting any of the power that you're putting aside to heat that water up. Also right here, got some space. Elbow room's not too bad. I think it is a little tall. Again, I'm not a really tall guy, but still, it's not too bad right there. Your vanity, got a little space here.
Well, that way you can use this as your squatty potty.
Yeah,
there you go, right?
That's pretty good. And some extra space up top for storage. Nice mirror here with some storage behind it. I don't know if you can see that right there. Every little bit counts, and you got a good amount in this around here.
At least 30 cans of Barbasol.
All right, so we've checked it out. Now we got the fun part, and I think this is going to be a little tough for you, John. We got to talk about the things we like and dislike. I'm going to start.
No, yeah, and you can finish.
I'm going to start with the likes. I love the chassis on this vehicle. You don't have many options. You know, if you look at B vans and Class C's, you've got the Ram, that Mercedes, the E-Series chassis, and then this Transit. Transit's my favorite one to drive. It's got a lot of good power. It's gas, so it's not a diesel issue there. It's all-wheel drive, and it's got wonderful technology and a comfortable cab. It's a great setup for a motorhome that's going to feel very automotive in its use. I'm going to say that's like number one. Like number two, this layout. It's 23 feet long, and you got a dance floor in here. You got all kinds of space. You have great storage, great comfort there. So for those folks who want to travel the country for extended periods of time and still remain small enough to take this thing basically anywhere, it's just a very good combination of how things operate. And then the third thing I'll bring in is the electronic system. I like the multiplex system that you have built in. The generator, the solar's all in there. You've got the WineGuard Connect system for Wi-Fi, all the tech you have up front. It's just very modern and user-friendly, which I think a lot of folks who are just getting into RVing, looking at B vans, and then looking at something maybe a little bit bigger, it's not gonna bring you back in time for old school electronics and use of the motorhome as a whole. Now, John, what do you think? What do you like about this motorhome?
What do I love about this motorhome?
Okay,
I like
okay.
it. I absolutely love it. I love the size, I love the compact nature of it. If you haven't driven one, get down to your dealer today and get behind the wheel. This drives better than anything I've ever driven that's on a motorhome. Beautiful, beautiful. Love the features. I do agree. What I also love about, especially a Thor motor coach, which I can talk about a little more, is I love the fact that you get 24/7 concierge service when you buy a Thor motor coach. Any questions you have, any time of day, any day of the year, someone will be there to answer the phone. You just need to make sure you have your VIN number. I love that. I love the warranties. You kind of got into that a little bit. I love the fact that we got a 1-year manufacturer's 336, chassis, 560 powertrain. He talked about delamination. We have a 6-year lamination warranty. You're never gonna have to worry about that. And a 12-year structural. And the cool thing is, all the ones I just talked about are transferable. They're transferable to at least the second customer. That's a big thing, that we are very cognizant of the fact that we need to separate ourselves in this industry, because everybody builds a fine motorhome. Of course, we're Thor, and we think we do it just a little bit better, but we should, right? That's why we work for them. And the third thing I like, I have to agree with you, I just love the layout and the design. And I love the safety of the motorhome. I love the fact that everything's tubular aluminum in my walls all the way around me, with the steel backers that hold the cabinets in and things like this. I just love that feeling of security and whatnot going down the road. But yeah, it's a great, great coach. And this is one of the 3 floor plans we have. We have the 23TW, we have the 23TE, and the 24KB. So, come check them out.
All right, that's cool. So before we go any further, I want to thank everybody again for watching.